The thing of it is it's an issue with the right and the left, because if it wasn't somebody on the left and it wasn't the man that everybody's been programmed to hate so much, it could have very well have been somebody on the right that is willing to also play ball for a fat check or a lot of benefits. We've seen that too. This isn't a right or left issue. This is a propaganda and control issue. And we have to start unifying in some way and start taking back what we know actually holds value. I'm not gonna go on anymore. You guys are probably already over it, but it's really frustrating for me, because I talk to friends. I have liberal friends. I've lost friends that are liberal, and it's just like, it really shouldn't be that way. It just shouldn't be that way, because realistically, when I'm debating someone on the left, whether it's friend or family or somebody, I don't feel like I'm debating them. I'm debating what they've consumed in the media. And so, but the problem is that because they've adopted it as part of what they believe, regardless of facts or figures or logic or metrics or real data, I used to argue with my liberal friend George, who hasn't spoken to me in, I don't know, a year and a half. I was literally right on absolutely everything I ever told that man. And you'd think he'd have enough sense to be like, you know what, you were right. And I overreacted to a lot of stuff, and I'm really sorry. I still value your friendship. He was a brilliant guy. I mean, when it comes to gaming and cybersecurity and all that stuff, he's a super cool dude. But unfortunately, I got really fed up with him sending me all these TDS memes all the time and acting like every new news article was somehow factual, and like he was dropping bombs on me and my ideology. And I was just like, listen, dude, you got to lighten up, like loosen up. And it just progressively got worse and worse and worse over a period of years. And every time he was disproven, he would move the goalpost and focus on something else, obviously at the behest of the media that was moving on their narrative. And it's just like, then they keep it going. And all it does is continuously build anxiety, frustration, doubt, anger, all of it, rage in some cases. And that is the easiest mind to control, folks. If you are able to maintain a sensibility and a calmness in the midst of all of the noise and the chaos, you are much more difficult to control. Anyway. Cardano's still holding good strength around 70 cents. Yeah, and I expected to. It could dip, I think, maybe as low as 64. I think that's the bottom of the channel that has been holding steady for quite a while. But it is what it is. Sonic and Pi, I'm getting hungry. Yeah. Sonic is just rebranded Phantom. I know. I talked about this the other day. I did a paid segment with them, and they And I realized, I learned that it was basically a rebranded FTM, but it's not just rebranded. They've improved on it significantly. So, and there are a lot of influencers all over the place that have been talking about Sonic, and I was wondering why. And then they reached out to me, and I was like, okay, yeah, I want to understand, because there's a lot of time I don't dive into other projects unless it's a paid segment. I mean, I'm just going to be real. I'm glued to Cardano and what comes out and what Cardano's doing and what the ecosystem is doing, but I get companies that they reach out to me or some of the people handling my paid segments, and then I look at it, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's cool. I can dig it. And I didn't see anything glaringly wrong with Sonic. I think it might do pretty well this cycle, especially given the fact that they've been putting a lot of money into supporting its growth through marketing. That's a big deal. And the thing of it is I'm all for marketing. I'm against bullshit marketing. Like, if a company came to me and they're like, hey man, we're going to pay you, X thousands of dollars, because we're launching this chain, our token launches next week, and we really want to, but we really want to compete with Cardano, and we want to do you have a problem reading this script? And it's all bullshit. And first of all, I don't read scripts. It's not happening. Second of all, I won't support a blockchain that's trying to promote itself or build its name and recognition on the back of using bullshit to attack something else. And that's just all there is to it. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Crypto Princess, how are you? I haven't even looked at the numbers for that interview. But that was a really good interview we did. I watched a good chunk of it back, and I'm like, that was done really well. you guys got to go check it out. Check out Crypto Princess if you don't mind, and maybe give her a follow. I did an interview with her the other day that I mean, I haven't done an interview like that in a long time. It was very, very, very open, very real, just kind of off the cuff. Dan Steely would not say shit to Crow's face. Oh, is somebody trying to troll me? Crypto is a con, crypto scammers. You know, Dan's right. I mean, a lot of crypto is a con. Let's be real. A lot of crypto is bullshit. It's a lot of people out there that are basically saying, you know, the market's hot, traffic's up, you know, they go and they get some capital to launch some new gimmicky bullshit chain or some gimmicky like DApp or app or whatever and expect to make millions overnight. And then it fades away with the wind after the market cycle, never to be heard from again. I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. But that's why I typically focus most on layer ones that I think are actively doing things, improving themselves over time, market cycle to market cycle. That's where my money goes. Maybe I don't make a face melting 300x this cycle, but I also believe that should something happen and I have to hold it longer, that I'm in a much better position than the latest gimmick bullshit that's going to pump for a day or two or even a month and then drop like a rock from an air balloon. That's the way I look at it.